Good evening. As you know, this is Crime TV, and I wanted to look into something in particular, y'all. Um, I saw something this morning that was very interesting, and I wanted to find out if it's a spiritual thing, okay? Because I thought it was. So, it's called the Deadman walking tornado. And I don't know if you guys have heard of it. You can look it up. It's pretty spooky stuff. But I said, wait a minute, Crime TV. When we're talking about a spiritual being in a tornado that's actually doing movements and having hands and feet and legs that's actually moving like a human being, I want to see what in the world's going on. And me as a spiritualist, I'm like, could this be spiritual? So I said, you know what? I'm going to take the time to do a reading on this particular tornado. And I know you're like, okay, you'll just read anything, which is true. But it just kind of puzzled me. And as a spiritual person, I just wanted to kind of look into it. So what I'm going to do as far as the EVP is either pick up if there's something spiritual in the tornado itself, or also the victims of this particular tornado may come through with the dead man walking tornado. Okay. I forget, I had it written down which year this was, but again, you can look this up. It's very interesting, you guys. Okay. So either the spiritual being in the tornado itself or the victims may come forward of this actual event. Okay. And you are welcome as we do the reading. Don't have particular names. So again, we are talking about the dead man walking tornado. Very spooky stuff here. I am going to shuffle the cards. Wow, this is an interesting card that came out first, you guys. So this card of fear. I feel like when this actually happened, this is really strange because why does it look like there's an actual tornado going on in this card, y'all? You can see the darkness, the clouds, and this man standing here in the middle of the tornado itself, and he's in fear. I feel like this particular tornado took out a lot of people, y'all. A lot of people. The storm left a lot of fear. And I feel like it's kind of, this would be how it looked. That's really strange. Okay, let me move this a little bit so we can get our EVP thing working here. The dead man walking tornado. Corruption. Very interesting. So as you know, people do claim that storms can be made. Okay. I don't know why I just feel like this particular storm was kind of deliberate. And I want to see if it's a spiritual thing or if it's like a man-made thing or something like that. And it's saying yes. So we're on the right track, okay, of what this could possibly be. You guys, I really feel like this was spiritual. I do. It's kind of interesting too how tornadoes are formed. So to me, as far as being a spiritual worker, okay, I feel like it really does look very much like work. So this storm comes together, okay? It forms, it becomes like a being, if you will. And yes, I feel it's very spiritual. I don't want to use the word witchcraft But it's definitely some work to it, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I feel like when this happened, people were praying, y'all. This was very scary. Again, if you look at this storm, it is very scary. All right. Because something about it is just odd and it's different. Okay. It was meant to do its job, which is take everything out in its path. All right. This is really strange. So I feel like whatever being this was, okay, created in the storm, it was literally walking and taking people out in its path. That's so strange. That is strange. So it was deliberately doing this. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories about this particular storm. The people who were chasing this storm as well, yes, were killed as well. And this is what it was designed to do, just kill everything in its path. Destruction. Demise. Chaos. All these words are coming. So this is an actual spell, y'all. This is spoken into existence. Meant to do a specific job. All right. These are things that we don't understand, coming from other worlds, other dimensions, beings with power that we cannot see, touch. There was nothing they could have done either to prevent or stop this storm. It was, how can you say, like with spiritual work, it was spoken into existence. Wow, this is crazy. And I feel like it happened in such a short amount of time. And also there was a specific time that it was supposed to create this mass destruction, meaning it only had a certain amount of time to do what it needed to do. Just horrifying is what I get. A lot of people were alone, which makes it even more scarier. When you're just like, there's nothing you can do. Who can you call? You can't shoot the storm. You can't really protect yourself. You know what I mean? So it's just something that's going to happen whether you like it or not. All right? I feel like even to listen to this particular storm was scary. Just everything in its path is just being destroyed. And people felt trapped. A lot of people did not have shelter. A lot of people didn't make it to shelter. A lot of people didn't even know how to take shelter. This was an evil storm. Very interesting. I don't know why I feel like spell work was involved in this. In some kind of way. Just come together, form, and destroy. Wow. Destroy everything in your path. Whew, scary stuff, y'all. But this was done, of course, as you know, destruction causes a rebirth. It causes things to be new again. out with the old and with the new. A lot of deaths with this particular storm. Okay, someone's coming in, something spiritual's coming in. A lot of secrets. I feel things that cannot be explained. Again, we're going into spiritual things, y'all. How do you explain these things, right? Well, a lot of people believe and a lot of people don't believe in a higher power, you know? But there is definitely something that is putting this whole thing together to be able to operate. Unfortunately, a lot of children were hurt, taken from their homes. This is exactly what it did. It traveled and took everything out in its path. Look, there's nothing. Clearing a path for a new beginning. A lot of hidden secrets. It's so amazing to me how tornadoes form. It's very scientific, if you will. There's like a makeup that actually causes this to come together and be what it becomes. This is spell work. This is spoken. A lot of people are learning about this particular storm, and also people love to learn about tornadoes. They find it fascinating. It is very fascinating, actually. It's scary at the same time, but it is fascinating. Yes, it's very horrifying. But the fascination is how it all comes together, okay? There's a lot of lies sometimes about how these storms come about. They're really unexplained, is what it is. And I feel like when man cannot explain something, then it tells lies. You know what I mean? A lot of people lost a lot of money with the storm. They lost their homes, their material things, people, valuables. Now, politics would mean this is kind of what happens in the world, what we call things we can't control, storms, you know, chaos in nature. There is a name for it, and it's slipping my mind, but it's something, again, that happens that you just cannot control. All right? A lot of people felt imprisoned when they were hiding from the storm, and also where they were trapped where they were. Wherever they were, they couldn't get out. Okay, this storm was very powerful. Hurt a lot of people, a lot of things. Very interesting. People felt, you know, was a betrayal. Like they lost a lot of valuable things and people they loved. So I think when this happens, a lot of people are actually angry at the storm. Of course, wishing it never happened, but also have some type of anger, as people should. It's only normal. But again, you know, nature is ran by politics. So it's like this storm with some form of war, y'all, for a new beginning. It has to cause destruction in order for things to be renewed. And when the storm was happening, a lot of people were in communication like, look, y'all need to take shelter. A lot of storm chasers were talking about the tornado. A lot of people in communication about it while it was happening. And this is a story about the Deadman walking tornado. Very interesting. That is the silver lining. I don't know why there's a lot of lies told about the storm itself, which is very odd. But again, this was done for growth. This still, I'm telling you, some of these cards actually looks like when the tornado was going on, if you will. It gets really dark and eerie and it's weird. A lot of people are taking cover in space from the storm. Again, done for a come up, a renewal. Of course, causing changes. Very massive storm with a lot of strength, a lot of control. It did succeed in what it was supposed to do. Done by dark forces again, looking like the storm. A lot of people want justice for what happened, but what can you do? You can't go up against the storm itself. But again, they did lose a lot of loved ones, a lot of valuables and things. Very strange occurrence. Lost a lot of loved ones. Very interesting. Again, a lot of lies told about the storm. I think it's just to hype things like the media does, but people like to investigate the certain storm, and also again tornadoes. People love to watch tornadoes, so there was definitely watchers who were watching the actual Deadman walking, but a lot of them did not make it. So there were people trying to help other people while this storm was going on, y'all. I just seen that light up really good. They weren't able to help themselves, though, while this was going on. And this last card, of course, doesn't mean that the storm was on drugs. I feel like it's showing where the storm actually formed, as you can see, kind of forming into the tornado itself. And to actually watch it is kind of like hallucinating, if you will. It's very spiritual. It's very exciting. It's very artistic. And I think that's what most storm chasers find very enchanting about it and very alluring, is the fact that it's just something you can't explain. All right. That was actually wonderful, a wonderful reading about the Deadman walking. And I just want to use the little cards right quick and see what I can get with those. Big ring fell. And I do believe it's very spiritual, because this thing has lit up a couple times talking about it. And I feel it was a very odd occurrence and very emotional for some. It was a success, like I said. Took out everything was supposed to take out. Traveled a long ways. Journey. Maybe when it was forming, people kind of mistook it for something else. Took out a lot of families. It's kind of strange. I wonder if this happened like in the evening or going towards the night. Maybe this was like a beginning of it starting close to home. You see something like that, it's definitely time for prayer, y'all. Definitely. Look up. Very interesting in the sky. Flying high. People preparing for the storm, but there was really no preparation. This storm was very strong, very powerful, very unpredictable. I feel like it even started forming the night before, was in the making of manifesting itself. Wow. You know, that's really interesting. Things that we cannot see coming, y'all. That's why I said prayer, whatever higher power you believe in, is very important. Spending time with your loved ones as much as possible, loving your loved ones, keeping them close is very, very important. It was something I did want to look into. I do feel that this was very spiritual, you guys. Whatever was in the storm was manifested to do a job, as far as nature being controlled, to actually take out the old for things to be renewed. And maybe a lot of people don't agree with that. You know, no one wants to agree with losing things, deaths, losing people, you know. But this is how nature works, you know. And it's sad, but it's just the way it is, unfortunately. Well, dead man walking. I'm very happy to find out the answers that I needed. The reading had really good clarification, and I think I kind of get the idea of everything. And I've learned some things about how nature works and how these storms are basically spells that are manifesting, okay, and have been manifested for a specific purpose. Whether we agree with them or not, whether we want them or not, they do have a purpose. All right. So, very interesting stuff. I do want to do more research on this particular storm. It came by my way for a reason, and I think the information does need to get out there, because I think a lot of the victims maybe didn't get to speak their piece, or are kind of forgotten about, as well as the storm. So I think it just wants, yeah, that's what I think it is. It also wants to come forward. That's crazy, right? But hey, picking up spiritual stuff is picking up spiritual stuff. And that's what we do at Crime TV, whether it be victims of a tornado, or the spiritual beings in tornadoes itself, or, victims in these cases. So many things, you guys, so many things. So this is very interesting, and the EVP is just going off. And I do believe that, yes, storms are very spiritual, and very much manifested and needed in nature. Okay. So again, y'all know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching this evening. It's just a little something. I thought I'd throw a little something scientific in there for us to kind of look into. A little something different. All right, y'all. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. I should be having a Jocelyn one up soon. And y'all have a very good night.